Hey there, I'm Luke, and I'm here in front of 914, our childhood home, and this is our last morning because it's being signed over. Closing happens today, this morning, so got it mostly cleared out, almost all cleared out, hopefully. I'm going to take one final walkthrough. This is pretty much just for my family's benefits. If you're watching the video, it's probably going to be pretty boring, but anyway, I hope that Jamie, Nate, Mom, and everyone else who's enjoyed this house over the years, I hope you enjoy. So here we are at the opening. There's those old bushes we all know. There's the Morris sign. We've got to get that stone out of here. That thing weighs about 300 pounds. It's pretty much our last big project to do. Take a look at this side of the house. There's the Nightingales, our neighbors for the last 30 years. They're fantastic people. They've really helped us out a lot. This is the side of the house. We used to keep a mast over here. We got that moved. There's not much to see on this side, really. We never spent much time over here. I thought it was kind of a waste of space. We could have always done something more with it, but we used to play here. As kids, we played hide and go seek behind these bushes. And that's the newly installed central air unit that we put in so that we could sell the house. But anyway, this is actually the oldest house on the block. For those who didn't know, it was once owned by Mr. William Hatch. Hatch School, our grade school, is named after. Every year I used to put Christmas lights on these bushes. And that was always a fun project. Once I hung up icicle lights up on the eave there, and they didn't come down for 3 years. Until ice clung to them and went all the way to the ground, and we decided it was dangerous, so we took them down. Sorry about wobbling. I'm on nothing but coffee really right now, so going to the back. We used to jump off the porch right there to the ground. It's only about 5.5 feet, 6 feet, so it's not too bad. But it's a big jump when you're a 4-foot tall kid, and it was an adventure. Alright, into the backyard. Holding the camera with my left hand. Again, I apologize for all the shakiness. It's our basement stairwell. We used to have to fight floods here and other crazy things before we had the whole sidewalk rebuilt. This is where we used to keep firewood under the porch, which is always exciting in the winter time. So we could come out here, grab a load of firewood, go inside, and get the whole back room nice and warm. And let's look in this area, just because you can't really see anything probably, but it's just a bunch of lumber. Nothing here anymore. There used to be potted plants and whatnot, and it always would have been a nice fort, I thought, as a kid, but we never really used it that much because there are spiders down there. Continuing on, this is the backyard. There's our garage. We rebuilt that when I was 14, so would have been over 20 years ago now. We used to have a climbing set on this side of the garage that used to stand there. This is a relatively new tree. We used to have that old crabapple tree that we climbed up, but now we replaced it with something new. There's the back of the house. There's our chimney, and you can kind of see the antenna up there and whatnot. There's the back deck. I'm going to spin around here really quick. Not too quick, don't want you to get dizzy. There's remains of a bird feeder right there. The actual feeder is gone. There's the arborvitae, or arborvitae as my dad used to call it. We just got that a few years back. I went with him to pick it up and we planted it, and it's grown quite a bit, and it's a very nice block of the alley. It's my mom's garden area. Really nice garden area. She grew lots of great vegetables here over the years. I never really liked vegetables when I was a kid. Now I'm a vegetarian, go figure. Moving on, we'll take a look in the garage. I apologize for the dullness of this video. I am going to have to unlock this door, I believe. I think I can still do that while I still have keys to the house, which won't be much longer. You can watch the flowers while I do this. Alright, coming in. And here we are in the garage. There's nothing much to see anymore. Still a little bit of lumber up above, but nothing exciting. We got rid of all that months and months ago. These shelves, these shelving units, I always told my dad I was going to build a support for them because they kind of bow in the middle, but I never got around to doing that because I'm just not the go get 'em home project kind of guy. I can do it. I just choose not to. I always had fun when I was working in lumber analyzing the construction of this garage. I thought it was pretty fantastic that I could see the way all the 2x4s and 2x8s came together and joined in a natural construction. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, coming out. Going to the very back of the garage now. I know this is so exciting. I know you can't wait to hear what happens next. Our old gate, which is a chore to open. There's the alleyway. I had many a birthday party in this alleyway, setting up obstacle courses and whatnot. And there's our garage. The old basketball backboard, which broke a long time ago, and haven't had a hoop on that ever since. But we kids haven't technically lived here in years and years and years. It's been well over a decade for me. It's been probably pretty close to that. It's been over a decade for Jamie, pretty close to that for Nathan. And even my mom moved out of here a year ago. So there's not much left to call home at this point. Anyone ever tell you it's tiring holding a phone camera phone for this long? Well, it is. Okay, here's our back room, which was just one of the nicest add-ons we could ever have had. It's a view of our backyard out there. Hey, check it out, it's the pantry where stuff hangs up. We used to keep all our winter clothes up there. Trying to come up with something more philosophical to say. Something more meaningful about this place. Really, I want to write about it, but I don't know. I've kind of hit a blank. I guess there's not much to say about pantry, but that's where we are right now. So I'm going to wipe my shoes off. You guys are going to spin in a circle. I apologize again. You're hearing me ramble. I apologize for that too. The fireplace, one of my favorite features of this house. I know it was one of Rob Porwell's favorite features too. I think the whole family liked it. It's what made this our second central family home after Grandma and Grandpa moved out of theirs. Our kitchen, rebuilt, remodeled. Of course, we repainted it before we sold the house, so looking very nice these days. And yeah, I guess there's not a whole lot to say here other than this is what it is. The dining room. All the stuff looks bare and empty, but that's because it is. It didn't used to be. Used to be full of furniture and pictures on the wall, and there's a piano and other stuff. Living room, back before we built that back room, this was where we did home stuff out here. And so this was our family gathering area. Then we built that back room, and we never really gathered here again. There's my car, there's Maloney's across the street, and the Conroys, and whoever lives next to them now, I don't remember, honestly. That was the house that burned. There was a fire there one time, and I was one of the first to see it, and then my parents recognized that it was a fire. I thought it was just a big barbecue. And so we went and knocked on their door, and a guy came out in his underwear yelling, "What?" And we had to tell him that his house was on fire. Those are the days. Actually, before I go upstairs, we're going to go in here. The bathroom that Andy Pshibish remodeled. Still looking pretty nice. Almost a decade after that all happened. Coming in this room. This was my dad's office when he was working from home as a financial planner and other projects he worked on. It was my brother's bedroom before I moved out and he took my bedroom over. It's kind of a shame. We just recently put all that shelving stuff in that closet shortly before my dad passed away. And that was almost 2 years ago. So this house has a lot of memories. I'm trying to dredge some up. It's my mom and dad's bedroom. And there's that really, really ugly shoe holder. I mean, honest to God, it's a holdover from the 70s. I don't know why it even existed, but this was my mom and dad's closet. They used to keep valuables up there in a safe. It's not here anymore, thieves, so don't even sweat it. Nothing to see here per se except for shelving and whatnot, since this whole video is for posterity anyway and I'm using up all my phone's memory. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. Oh, we're spinning in circles. Let's go upstairs. I actually did film a horror film here once. Not Jaws, but I used to make movies with my dad's old camcorder that recorded on VHS compatible tapes, not actual VHS tapes. That's somewhere, hopefully in my mom's library. I wanted to be a filmmaker. Still kind of do. But this was my bedroom. Actually, when I was a kid, it looked very little like this. I didn't have the carpeting. Not the same carpeting anyway. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But definitely didn't have this closet over here, which is pretty nice. I think I did have that ceiling fan, but I might be wrong about that. Coming in here, this bathroom, also new. They finally decided to put a second bathroom in the house after all the kids moved out. So, thanks a lot, Mom and Dad. Coming in here, this is Jamie's old room. Actually, it was Jamie's in my room. My room next door used to be my dad's office when we first moved into this house. Jamie doesn't remember much of us rooming together, I don't think, but I do. So I'm the oldest, yay. We never did take that mirror off the wall. We could do that, but I don't need a mirror like that, and I don't think the new owners will mind. That old, ugly wallpaper, that brings back memories right there. It used to fill this whole room, and now that's just the last little section of it, kind of as a memoir of our childhood. We used to keep all our photos back there. You can't see it, it's too dark. This was a hiding spot. We used to have stuffed animals in the front. There wasn't that wire rack thing, so we could sneak behind them. And if we played hide and go seek, or pretty much just about any other game with each other in the house, one of us would always go hide up there. Moving on. Coming through here into what I used to call my attic because it was connected to my room. And it's just an attic. But this is where we used to keep Christmas decorations. And there was a bed over here that was just stored for no good reason whatsoever. And you can see a few nails poking through the roof, but they've all been tarred over, so there's no worries there. Let's continue the tour, shall we? Yes, I'm giving you a tour of my old house before it goes away forever. Welcome to the big attic. This is where we kept a lot of stuff. I used to search through here for old National Geographics when I was doing reports in grade school, and my parents had old cassette tapes and phonograph records and stuff stored up here. And this is also where we at times kept air conditioners like that one, which the new owners can inherit now. It used to be bigger because we didn't have this little inset built in, but that's as exciting as you could expect. It's an attic. Coming out. And downstairs. We used to get sleeping bags together, as I'm sure many kids did, and ride down these stairs as fast as we bloody well could. And one day I did that and hit a bump at the bottom, which stopped the sleeping bag, but my inertia carried me on head first into this wall. The wall has since been repaired. I think I was only in 5th grade at the time, but that was my first experience of what might be termed a mild concussion. It certainly hurt. It did not make me a happy camper. Back into the kitchen and into the basement. So it was also part of my horror movie at one point. We used to hang tools on this wall. We also used to hang our Halloween bags after Halloween with all our candy in them. And Mom would limit the amount of candy we could have every day, which worked oh so well until she wasn't looking. And then we would sneak this door open, sneak candy out, and leave the door closed again. And I swear, if my son asks me, that never happened. Ever, because we were good kids. Moving on. Coming down into the creepy basement. It never was a finished basement, but we did have a lot of fun down here. There's our laundry sink, of course. We used to come down here to get stuff because we kept extra food on a shelf here, which is now at Nate's house. And we'd come down here to get things like that, or to get the laundry, or to get anything else pretty much, and forget what we came down for. My mom had that problem, and I have inherited it big time. Still constantly forget what I go into a room for. It's the main part of the basement. That door has always had a sticking problem. The new buyer noticed it yesterday, but I swore to her that it's because of the changing weather. The weather did drop from 80 degrees one day to 50 degrees the next, and that might have caused the door to swell a little bit. The shelf, we used to keep all our old books on that. Most of them have been given away. Some of them are in my house now. Coming back here with the door open, this is the coal room. And the coal room was also a fun place. This is where we kept a lot of our sporting equipment, including golf bags, skis, footballs, hiking stuff. There was a big wall of boots over here. And there's a little cat door right there. It's locked now. But when we had May, the cat that we found at a golf course one day, she became Jamie's cat for a little while. She would go in and out through there. We kept her in the basement because we also had a Jack Russell Terrier. It was Gracie at the time, who loved the taste of cat. Under here, under the furnace, we used to have to turn on the furnace every year, which my dad showed me how to do, but I never really figured out. But that's where we used to keep air conditioners and other crazy things. stuff that we had to move constantly, and of course going under there always meant some kind of nasty bump to the head. This was my dad's old workshop. And I'm not sure why the picture's getting all blurry now, but that's what it is. We've got all the paint for the house, indoors and out. My dad's old workbench here. Lots of cool stuff. We used to come down here and do projects. The scroll saw was down here. Now Nate has that. I made a bunch of things on the scroll saw, including a Merry Christmas sign for my grandparents. You can't see in here, but this is Nate's bungalow. When he was in high school, he made this. He put carpet in there. There's carpet, if you can see at the edge. And he hooked a light up. He hooked up a boombox. And he and his friends would go hide out in there and just have fun being weird. That is a window I broke. If you can see the tape on the window, that is duct tape there. I think I broke that with a baseball bat or something of the like when I was maybe 10, maybe even younger. And lots of paint left over. It's a creepy basement. But here in the main part of the basement, this is where we used to play floor hockey. We would set up a goal at each end. We'd have our little plastic hockey sticks, a little plastic puck, and we'd play. Okay, I don't know what happened to my picture that caused it to be so fuzzy. But that is me coming at the mirror. Oh! Let's go back upstairs and finish this whole thing out. Okay. Moving onward. Hello again. I apologize if this has been long and boring. I have a lot of stories about this house.